Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Season 3 playoffs of the Trivia 10. We are rounding out the final matchup here of the Elite 8. We have 3 of the 4 contestants locked into the Final 4. We have the final matchup here today between Doug and Kit. Kit, we've been hanging together the last few weeks because Quad 4 just wrapped up, and you made it all the way to the championship game where you lost to Jonathan, whereas Doug,
I wasn't going to bring that up, but whatever.
You were the first, Doug, to be on this season. You kicked off the season with me August 20th, 2024. So it's been almost a year at this point. So you feel like you're a little rusty going into this thing?
A year?
I mean, not really. End of August, but still, that's 9 months ago. Or no, 8 months ago, but still. Crazy. And we've been uploading every single week, twice a week since then. So, the grind never stopped. But do you feel like you have any rust coming into this thing? You are a defending champion of Season 1, after all. How do you feel coming into this?
Season 1 was a long time ago, so I'm not really defending anything. It's like saying... It's like saying Kawhi Leonard's the defending champion. It's like, Rust. Yeah, no, dude, I'm so bad at this kind of stuff, and I've switched gears so much it's gonna be rough. I've switched gears so much that I'm thinking about plot even less now than I was before. So,
well, at least the trivia head-to-heads are never really about how much do you know about trivia. It's always just the games and stuff. So you should be fine there. Kit, how are you feeling coming into this?
Very scared, Tyler. Last week it was a no pressure situation because I moved on no matter what.
Right.
And I'm glad it was that way because I lost. Mm-hmm. In fact, I got destroyed. But and also this is the last season of Trivia 10. So it's like
it is.
I'll literally never get to do this ever again. Yeah. That's a lot of pressure.
But I mean the gentleman who beat you last week, Jonathan, he's gone. So you don't have to be worried about a rematch. George Carmi eliminated him. This episode won't be up for you two to see yet, but it'll come out. This one that most recently came up for anyone watching this one live, and that was an all-timer, crazy battle. It was decided by 1 point, neck and neck, intense battle between those two. But George got the narrow victory. At 1 point,
insane.
They went to the final round completely tied. So it was crazy. And once you see how George got his final movie, it was kind of ridiculous how he was able to pull that. But
that was the same structure, like Sabotage was at the end.
Same thing, and we're you two will be doing the same exact thing today as well.
I should have watched some Trivia 10 to prep for this.
Yeah, you should have. Well, I mean, to be fair, a good chunk of them aren't even uploaded yet because I'm recording ahead, so you don't have as much you'd be able to study. But then Gooch beat Wiffello, Harry beat Josiah, so it's just determining who's going on to be the final of the Final 4. So the winner of this will be facing off against Harry to see who's going to go on to face the winner of the New York City battle between Gooch of Barstool Sports and George of the ReelTok Podcast. But let's go ahead and get this thing. New episode every Tuesday and Friday as we close out this final season. Quad 1 champ Doug of the Looks Like a Movie podcast versus Quad 4 wildcard Kit Lazer of the Streaming Things podcast. Let's get into this thing. Like I mentioned, same exact format as you're used to. The real reveal. 3 strikes you're out, and real sabotage. And just make sure I have an answer key up and ready. Kit, you're up first. Doug, you get to relax and watch Kit's strategy here. So, Kit, what's the first clue you want today?
Give me last date watched.
The last date you watched this movie for 2 points. You watched this July 17th, 2024.
Okay. Not too long ago.
8 months ago, yep.
Right around the time that Doug was about to play the last episode of Real. Okay, let's do third build actor.
Third build actor for 15 points. Anthony Ramos.
Oh, I know what it is.
Anthony Ramos. Oh no.
Blanking.
But it's the kind of blank where you deal with me with this a lot. It's right there. Mm-hmm. Underneath a film of nothingness is the answer poking at me from my subconscious.
I know exactly what this movie is. Can I tap in?
No, I wish. If you said it, I don't know what happens, but I think I just get the points.
Yeah.
Because it's July, dude. It's right there.
What type of clue do you think would help uncover that film of confusion?
I don't want to spend more points, but because I always do the guess now and get it thing, but I don't know if I'm going to pull it off this time. Mm-hmm. I have a couple of movies in mind that I see him as a shadowy figure, but I can't say for sure that he was in it. But I think I know what this was. Mm-hmm. No. What wouldn't help me but not spend much points? Let's do number of words in the title.
Number of words in the title. 4 points. There's one word in this title.
Interesting. Third build actor. Okay, I'm actually, my mind is moving. I'm not just sitting here stalling. I'm scanning movies. I have one movie in mind that I think I rewatched around this time. But Fudge Factory. My Letterboxd score is not going to help. Duration's not going to help. Oscar noms definitely won't help. I don't care. I'm going to have to spend some big bucks. Let's go lead actor. It's not waste any.
You're gonna get it now.
Lead actor, Daisy Edgar Jones.
Oh, this is Twisters.
It is Twisters indeed. Twisters is the correct answer there. So Daisy Edgar Jones, Anthony Ramos. I guess the only other one-word title Anthony Ramos would work for a third build on would be like Hamilton, as we're just looking at filmography. I guess that technically would work, but
yeah,
I don't know. I don't technically call that a movie, so I wouldn't use Hamilton in here. But yep, you're correct. Anthony Ramos, Daisy Edgar Jones. So you got 104 points there. Doug, you have a lead of 46 right now, but now your time to, chip away at that by selecting your clues here. So what order do you want to go in?
You know what? I think that okay. I really did. I've spent no time thinking about what
putting the reps in.
Yeah, I think that what Chris just did by doing Last Date Watched and then going third built actor helped, because like I got that immediately because I knew that Twisters came out that month and Anthony Ramos is in 3 movies. Well, 3 movies that any serious person has seen. I should say. Shut up. I don't know. Not to be rude. That guy's
in the Heights.
He's probably
Transformers,
nice.
Rise of the Beast.
Okay, I'm just trying to kind of brain blast you a little bit here too. Our glorious question maker.
He's pretty stoic. I've tried that in the first few rounds to kind of crack Tyler because he makes these. I think my strategy would work for you and it wouldn't for most people because I think you're kind of neurodivergent in the same way that I am. Like you're pretty well aware of when you watched something, right? Which is kind of how I am and why I do that. But
yeah, let's do your Last Date Watched here. Let's throw it in.
Last Date Watch is for 2 points, June 24th, 2023.
Fuck. So the early summer of 2023. That was so long ago.
What a time.
June. Okay. The first thing that comes to mind is no. Wait, was this Mission Impossible weekend? That's not a guess. I'm thinking. Was this when Dead Reckoning Part 1 came out? Or okay. Fuck. Give me the writers of this picture, please.
The writer for 10 points, Wes Anderson.
Yes, give me
do you
Asteroid
know,
City. Yeah.
You know Wes Anderson.
Yeah, give me Asteroid City, please.
Asteroid City is correct. It's surprising you were that confident about it, because I don't know if right before Asteroid City you binged its filmography or something, because that could have theoretically been any Wes Anderson movie. But yep, that is a Asteroid City weekend. Mission Impossible I think was more May or something, if I'm remembering correctly, or maybe there was early screening or something. But yeah, correct. Incredible pull. I mean, Wes Anderson, again, you just never know what clue people are going to go to.
Yeah.
If we had I wish I could do a statistic percentile of how often each of these clues are selected. Writer's not very high up there, so it's you pick Wes Anderson, you got it.
Well, he got lucky in the sense, not lucky, but he did very well. But whenever it's a writer director, that's going to be huge for less points than director,
For sure. Yep. But it's just a matter of actually selecting writer as a second clue. There was some premonition there. I've been watching a lot of Final Destination, so maybe that's playing into it.
When I played Jonathan, I got I don't even remember what movie was that, but it was it was a bunch of Dutch crew members and stuff, but it wasn't a foreign film, and it just threw me all the way off.
Well, Asteroid City, we're done with round one here. Doug is lead at 34 going into the 3 strikes you're out game. So I got the spinning wheel this time. I've been forgetting it recently,
It's
but
always me.
Always you first? Would you rather go first or second?
I think most strategically it'd be first, but I actually don't like it. Yes.
Okay, well,
finally.
Doug's going first here.
I don't know how to play this game.
Well, yeah, that's because so quad one, we did something different. We did we did basically like framed, that game where we had like different frames of movie and you and Owen had said. What this is basically I'm going to go to the next slide and there'll be a prompt of a question that's going to have 15 different answers for it. And you guys are going to alternate back and forth answers. So like if you guess one, get it right, you get 10 points. Then Kit goes, he gets 10 points. If you get it wrong, you get an X. Someone's get 3 X's, you're done. But if you get 3 X's and Kit has, only 1, and he can just keep running up the score until he gets 3 X's. So it's very intuitive once it's more confusing to explain than it is to just jump into it.
No, I got it.
So yep, the prompt here. What is the 5 highest rated live action? So there's a lot of keywords to clue into here. 5 highest rated live action feature films from these 3 actors on Letterboxd. We have Cate Blanchett, Michael Fassbender, Russell Crowe. So the key things to realize is we're looking at the top 5 highest rated based on Letterboxd average each. They have to be live action, so no animateds will count, and feature films, so no limited series, no TV shows, no musicals or anything. It's feature films and they're live action, so no animated.
Oh, and you have them labeled here. I was trying to memorize the names.
So Cate Blanchett 1 through 5, Michael Fassbender 1 through 5, Russell Crowe 1 through 5. So Doug, you can go in any order.
Highest rated films on Letterboxd.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And you don't have to guess like Cate Blanchett's number 1 is this. Just name a Cate Blanchett and whatever it is, you'll get points for.
And it's, like their normal like feature length film.
Correct. No funny business. They're
no funny
all
business.
All films. Okay.
So I think I'm gonna start off strong here. First movie that comes to mind is Carol, directed by Todd Haynes.
Yep, that'll be in the 4 spot. So 10 points goes
so
to
much
Doug.
Lower than I thought it would be.
I mean, it's a 4.0, but it's in the 4 spot. So Kit, you're up now for your guess. What are you thinking here?
I'm gonna go Gladiator.
Gladiator's gonna be number 1 for Russell Crowe. That's gonna be a 4.1. So 10 points to Kit.
My problem is all
Doug.
the Russell Crowe movies I like are bad. So or not bad.
You gotta be thinking populist here.
Like I'm thinking of like The Exorcism, or like the whatever.
The Pope's Exorcist.
Yeah, The Pope's Exorcist.
Well, no, those are 2 different movies. Which I just learned last week.
Both of those movies, I like both of those movies.
Oh, you like The Exorcism? Okay.
I do. We don't need to get into it.
I love the scooter. I like
the moped.
I get the scooter.
Okay. Then next, one of my favorite actresses. So a next obvious pick to me is, well, this might not actually fucking be on here. The Carol is so low. Fuck. I'm gonna guess Tar. But it
Tar is not on here actually.
Fuck.
That's your first X.
Whoa.
Back to Kit.
That's crazy. Wait.
That throws me off.
Wait, what the fuck? No.
Because I thought Letterboxd, we at least had a little bit of sanity here because it's Letterboxd. You know what I mean? Like, we're not talking IMDb here.
Slow down. I need to slow down.
Let's go. Okay, with Michael Fassbender, and they just have to be in the movie at all.
They have to be cast in the movie. Yeah.
Right. I just meant like they don't have to be the star.
Correct.
I'm gonna go Inglourious Bastards for Michael Fassbender.
Inglourious Bastards is going to be his number 1.
You're so smart, actually. You're so smart.
And that's going to be at 4.3. So 10 more points to Kit. Chomping into the lead a little bit there. Back to Doug.
I can't. Bro, you're going to fucking shit all over me like I'm in toilet. This is ridiculous.
Hopefully I'm in the toilet, though,
Fuck.
That's lucky.
Fuck. Being like cool and esoteric is so jolly until you're in this position where you got to name these popular movies people like. See, I'm even like thinking about it, and it's like I don't even know of like these movies that I know these actors are in. I don't think they're even gonna be on here.
Actually, I'm gonna cut in real quick. So hold that thought. So what I have down for Cate Blanchett as number 5 is an uncredited voice role, which I'm not going to count, and then number 6 would be Pinocchio, which again not going to count. 7 would be Tar. So I'm actually going to renege on your X. I'm going to give it back to you.
You're back in.
Because I was so confused looking at I was staring at this. I'm like, she's not in this movie. Because number 5 is Eyes Wide Shut, where she plays mysterious woman's voice, uncredited role. But I said before this, no uncredited roles. And next would have been, like I said, Pinocchio, which we're not doing animated. So you're getting 10 points back. So it's 20-20. Because Tar should have been in there. Tar should have been right there, which also is it's a 3.9, so not 4.0. But so because I was staring at this board and my answer came like eyes wide shut, just is not making sense. Did I do that incorrectly? But no uncredited mysterious women voice. So
okay,
tie game for this round, 20-20. No X's. Back to you, Doug. Sorry to throw a wrench in your thought.
Whoa. Okay. Anyways, not going to guess The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, which is like the next Cate Blanchett movie I can think of. Not guessing that. It's not going to be on here. Nobody likes that movie. Except people like me like that movie, I guess. People like that movie. My mom loves that movie. Anyways, Michael Fassbender. Russell Crowe. Fuck, dude. I have no idea. You know what? I'm gonna go. Is Michael Fassbender? No, this is crazy. No, so okay. Beautiful Mind, Russell Crowe.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful Mind, Russell Crowe is not on here.
Fuck.
What?
I'm gonna double verify. I like to double verify these things because I make these quick. Nope, Russell Crowe. It's not in his top 5. So that's gonna be your first X. So we're back to 1 X on the board for Doug.
Okay.
It sounds like Kit was probably gonna guess that one at one point or another.
Yeah,
so
he saved me.
Saved him there. So now back to you, Kit, for your guess.
This is craziness.
No, that's how I feel. I feel like this is crazy too.
That's a beloved Ron Howard film.
Mm-hmm.
With a twist. People love those. Holy shit. I have some crazy ideas for these folks here. Just trying to think about the crowd. I'm going to shoot. Oh, man. Michael Fassbender, let's do X-Men Days of Future Past.
I almost guessed that. Almost guessed that, and then I pivoted.
X-Men Days of Future Past is not going to be in here.
But that I almost guessed that, and then
because it's not shame for sure. You know.
Yeah.
Not in there.
All right.
So that is your first X. Back to you, Doug.
Michael Fassbender's so tough. He's so tough. For me, it's even tough for me to name 5 more movies he's in. To be honest with you, that aren't X-Men movies. Russell Crowe, my beautiful beloved Russell Crowe. How I love you so. It's not Noah. Is it is it fuck, dude, this is ridiculous. I have no fucking idea. Is this my mind palace is kind of cluttered,
Mm-hmm.
Is this and also I don't think actors are real to begin with. I'm going to fuck, dude. Okay, I'm going to guess. Oh, God, there's so many movies. I'm going to guess. The Cate Blanchett thing's throwing me off because I thought these would be the top 2. Also, so that's I find that concerning and confusing. I'm going to guess The Killer for Michael Fassbender.
Mm-hmm.
Is it not on here?
The Killer is not going to be on there. So that's your second X.
That's
Jesus Christ. Now, I love that movie, but I know a lot of people don't. So I was scared to guess it. I think I'm going to bet the farm on my next 2 guesses. I got 2 X's coming up for you, Tyler.
Okay.
I'm trying to think outside the box. This is a movie that probably doesn't have as many reviews as a lot of movies, which would make the score higher. Everybody who has seen it typically loves it. For Michael Fassbender, I'm going to go Frank.
Frank is a guess from Michael Fassbender. That's not going to be on here, but it is one of his more higher rated films. It's just not in the top 5 there. So good pull, but not going to be there.
I feel like if Days of Future Past isn't there, then X-Men First Class can't be there. And then if The Killer and Frank aren't there, I'm just fucking cooked.
Back to you, Doug. You got on your last life here. You go any of these 3 actors.
Okay. I'm being very silly. The Killer was such a bad guess. The Killer was such a bad guess.
Um,
Um,
yeah,
uh,
it's not in his top 15.
But it is. But it is. You know what I mean?
It's like probably the best movie he's in. Okay, now I'm talking a little crazy, but I need to think of older Russell Crowe because I like Russell Crowe as like an old man. I like Russell Crowe as an old
In
man.
like
that
Thor:
likes
Love and
doing-
Thunder.
No. But like, I'm going to guess the film, L.A. Confidential.
Ah!
10 more points on the board. Good
That was
work.
my next
4.1.
one.
LA Confidential. Doug gets another 10 points. Back to you, Kit, with your only life.
I got some crazy ideas here, bud.
Mm-hmm.
LA Confidential was the one I teed up after Frank. We could go American. I don't know which one of they're all great. I know so many good Russell Crowe movies, but apparently people don't agree. And I have the craziest idea for Cate Blanchett. I wonder if it's there. That's a movie that I have rated extremely highly. Doug would puke.
No, well, calm down.
You're gonna go with the the
Oh
Crowe
wait,
guess
I
or
think
the
I know what you're
Blanchett
talking
guess?
about.
You
There's
know.
no way that shit's on there, bro. There's no way.
Dude, people love that movie.
Well,
as
no
they should.
people love that movie.
As they should. It's
No.
hilarious.
I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
Yeah, you do.
You should guess it. I think you should guess it.
No, not above.
Above
thinking-
Carol.
Yeah, well, no, I honestly think people are wild. Like it's above Carol on their rating wise. I bet it is.
It's
Fuck. Is Black Bag new enough to be on the Fassbender top 5? I haven't seen people's ratings.
I don't think so. You should guess it though.
'Cause
But I don't think Black Bag will make an appearance here.
that movie's fucking great.
I love that movie, dude. Oh my god. The
But
lamps,
it's lit really
the-
stupidly on the table.
Shut the fuck up. I'm gonna kill you.
Oh,
No,
was that
I
a
forget
Twitter
Kit. I
thing?
forget Kit doesn't have Twitter, so he doesn't know all this crazy, stupid
I'm
discourse that
so
goes
glad.
on. Yeah,
I'm
No.
so glad.
the
I
movie's
don't-
lit really ugly according to
Speaking
Twitter.
of cluttered mind
It's lit
palaces,
so awesome. That's my take. I talked for like 20 minutes on our podcast about how awesome that movie's lit.
it's
All
the
lights
best
are
movie of the
blown
year
out.
so far. Okay, I'm really leaning American Gangster.
Mhm.
Ridley Scott has not led me astray so far, pretty much in
Mhm.
life in general. Since he took LA Confidential, there's a couple other really classic Russell Crowe dad movies on there that are probably the other ones, but that's the safest pick that I have, I think.
American
Yes.
Gangster.
But I'm so scared of it, Tyler. I know I'm wasting your time here, buddy, but
It is good and good tension.
and I'll just tell you, just in case I'm wrong and it takes Doug out. I think Thor Ragnarok is one of those movies for Cate Blanchett.
It's not. That's crazy. It can't be. It can't. You know what? Actually, it might be. Letterboxd has gotten so stupid, bro. There's too many users on there now. The insane.
Their servers
rating
are always
inflation.
down now.
Insane rating inflation on Letterboxd. I'm gonna be honest. You
I'm
know
gonna
that
go-
when The Exorcism came out, the Russell Crowe movie, The Exorcism came out, it had a 1.9 average on Letterboxd.
That
for
was
the first,
valid, though.
First while. Oh my god.
I'm gonna go American Gangster for Russell Crowe. Just
Mhm.
send me home, Tyler.
I'll send you home with 10 more points. American Gangster's in at the
Yes!
5, 3.9.
Okay.
Yeah, so when you said dad movies, something clicked inside my brain. I'm gonna guess The Insider.
Yep, the dad movie of Russell Crowe.
Yeah.
In there at the 2. Another 10 points to Doug. Back to you, Kit. You didn't get much time to take a deep breath there. Doug fired that off quick.
I yapped too much, gave him all kinds of ideas.
Yeah.
What has Mr. Fassbender been up to? That's what I'm over here wondering.
Well, so he like retired from movies for a little while to drive F1 cars. And then he came out of retirement to work with Mr. what's his name? David Fincher, the Finch man, and he did The Killer. And now I guess he's just back. I guess he's just in
Now
it.
he's doing exclusively spy roles.
Yeah, which is
and
cool.
They're
That's
all
cool.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw the Paramount Plus show, but you should if you like spy stuff. He's really good in that.
No, I did not.
I'm thinking Cinderella Man might be the 4th Russell Crowe dad movie extravaganza, but I'm too scared. That sounds niche.
I have a couple of ideas for Russell Crowe. I kind of don't want to touch any of them.
Cinderella Man's pretty niche.
There's 3 Blanchetts and 4 Fassbenders. You guys are so zoned in on Russell Crowe right now.
Because we keep getting burned on the obvious Fassbender Blanchett options, bro. Like, no X-Men? Like, is Shame really rated that highly? The NC-17 movie? Does it have like 600 reviews at 4.2 or something? Because I don't even like that movie that much. And Frank didn't cut it? I tried to go deep. And what else has he even been in? Am I not thinking of something crazy obvious?
We're for sure missing something crazy obvious for Michael Fassbender.
Okay. You mind if I go out speaking the Kings? I can't think of any, Tyler.
Mm-hmm.
And then Cate Blanchett, I honestly think Benjamin Button might have.
It's not. I promise you it's not.
I don't know, dude.
Benjamin Button, I would bet money Benjamin Button has like a 3.2 average on Letterboxd. The movie's 3 hours long and people think it's stupid.
I forgot about The Insider. So what other big Rusty Crows am I missing? Above American Gangster? That's craziness.
I have one in mind, but I have no idea what it's fucking rated. I just know people like it.
I'm sad.
Well, that's not. I mean, it's just a game, you know. We're tied. Or I guess I have like a slight lead.
You have a 10-point lead.
Yeah.
I'm from this round, but then 44 overall. Nothing in that Mind Palace coming to.
I'm basically tempted to throw a grenade. I'm either going to go Black Bag or Thor Ragnarok right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to decide which grenade to toss on my game. I think Black Bag is so good. Am I blind to the fact that nobody likes it or something?
No, people like it. It is really good.
And I know not many people saw it, so that would make its average really high. I'm going to go Black Bag.
Mm-hmm. Black Bag is going to be your third X today. Rated higher than The Killer, though. So
then there we go.
So, Doug, you can just keep running until you get that final life. What's your next guess here for Fassbender, Crowe, or Blanchett?
I'm just gonna spit off a little bit. What's the fucking name of the Cate Blanchett movie? God, I'm like I love Cate Blanchett. I don't know any of these fucking movies, dude. Thor Ragnarok is maybe a decent guess, actually. I forgot about this whole Letterboxd ridiculousness.
I'm pretty sure I have it at 5 stars.
That's okay.
It's so funny because at the beginning he's spinning on the chain and it's funny. I love like New Zealand humor. Like it's like a,
you know, Chris said it like 5 times. I'm going to guess it. I'm going to guess Shame, Michael Fassbender. I think it's on here.
Shame is not on here. It's number 6. So you were really close, Kit, with your initial line of thought. It is number 6 here. So ends there. Doug gets a 10-point win that round. He's up 44 going to the final round, which is still makes it anyone's game. That's again close enough margins to make it a game. Whereas we've seen 100+ margins before going to the final round. But some of these I don't think you'll be surprised you didn't get. Some of these might be kicking you. The only other Russell Crowe you guys didn't get, which I've never heard of this. So.
Masters and Commanders.
Yep.
Master and Commander,
really?
Far Side of the World.
I was thinking that, but I was like, I don't know what that's rated at. But that's the only other Russell Crowe.
4.0, yeah. Peter Weir's Master and Commander, The Far Side of the World.
You've never heard of it? Is that what you said, Tyler?
I've not heard of it.
Crazy.
No. Oh, dude, that movie rocks.
Maybe I'll have to jump into this thing. My friend's rating on Letterboxd is very high. So
I haven't.
It's a masterpiece.
Seen it, but I know about it. It's a big deal. It's a big deal. That's the only other one I was considering, but I didn't. Yeah, that's
A Beautiful Mind would have been at 6. The Nice Guys at 7. Cinderella Man 8. The Nice Guys never went through either of your two's minds. That was pretty high up there for him.
I was too ready to have my heart broken.
Now going over to Michael Fassbender in the 5 spot, a movie I have not seen, Fish Tank. Fish Tank with
Andrea Arnold, right?
Yep. Andrea Arnold's Fish Tank from 2009. And then we have.
This is crazy.
We have from this year, the number 3 spot, or from last year, Kneecap. in the beginning of Kneecap.
He's in Kneecap?
Yeah, he's like
Kneecap rocks, Doug. You should watch it.
And then the final two are movies from a director that's quite highly acclaimed that neither of you remembered. Two Steve McQueen flicks, Hunger and 12 Years a Slave.
12 Years a Slave.
Okay, Shame is also a Steve McQueen movie.
Okay, that's fair too. Fair too. But so three Steve McQueen's in his top six. But unfortunately,
I forgot he was in 12 Years a Slave.
This one will probably be really annoying to you guys. But top three Cate Blanchetts, Lord of the Rings movies.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
The Lord of the Rings, the trilogy, all three of them.
Wait. She. Hold on. Wait. She's only in.
She's listed as Galadriel in every single one.
Yeah, but that's for her voice. Like, she does the opening of Fellowship. And I think that's the one where they actually go to the Lothlorien. But then, like, she's not really in. Yeah, that's bullshit.
I don't know. Letterboxd does it pretty good because on Eyes Wide Shut it says like Prentice's voice for that role, but then like for these three it just says her list.
I feel so much less crazy for seeing this whole thing and the first two movies coming to mind being Carol and Tar, and then getting confused after that. Seeing that Carol wasn't number one, I was like I was getting shot in the chest. I was like I have no idea now. I'm so lost.
I mean, I'm super dumb for not thinking of Fellowship because that's the one where she gives them the gifts and she's like, as terrible as the storm, and then that whole thing. But like.
Was she in any like flashbacks? I haven't seen him forever.
Maybe in the extended, and that's what it would be. Like there's more stuff.
Could be. But the number 4 for is actually Hot Fuzz, but that's another uncredited role.
She has the mask on.
And then the next one would have been Talented Mr. Ripley, which none was on neither of your radars.
That was not on my radar.
And The Life Aquatic of Steve Zissou. All right. Well, that was fun. I would stress the brain a bit. Some difficult pulls on here. Going on to the real sabotage, how to end this thing out. So, Kit, you're going up first, and Doug is sabotaging. So, Doug, you have a 44-point lead right now, so you can build onto it here because you're going to be picking the clues for Kit. And then at any time, Kit can cut in and say, I want to think about this a little more and take a guess. And then any guess you do and get wrong is going to be 5 points subtracted. So, what's the first clue, Doug, that you want to give Kit here?
I want Kit to see his Letterboxd score.
Kit's Letterboxd score for 7 points. Kit, you rate this movie a 4-star.
That gives me nothing. That's my go-to.
Now I would like Chris to look at the Letterboxd average of this film.
The average on Letterboxd is pretty much in line with Chris's thoughts. 3.7, a liked movie.
And then I would like Chris to see how long this movie is. Reveal the duration of this picture.
Mm-hmm. Just under 2 hours. So, Kit, anything coming to you at this point?
Yeah, about every movie ever made.
Yeah.
This is beautiful. I would also like let's do a genre.
The genre of this is a drama comedy.
This is beautiful.
A dramedy.
Yeah.
A dramedy indeed.
Yeah, the most broad genres and the most broad run times and the most mid Letterboxd average.
Can we reveal the number of words in the title?
Mm-hmm. Number of words in title for 4 more points is going to be 2 words.
Okay.
Hold on. Do you count indefinite articles?
Yeah, so like the or and, those would count as a word in my book. Same with numbers. If there's a 3 or 2, that'll be a number.
This could be the blank. Gotcha.
But hyphenated would count as 1. So like Spider-Man is a 1 word.
Gotcha.
Ampersand also counts as a word for me. There's a lot of trickiness here. You got to go through it. But
if Chris doesn't have a guess, I would like to reveal how many Oscar nominations this film has received.
This movie received an Oscar nomination. 1 Oscar nomination.
Okay, Chris, would you like to stew with this information for a moment, or?
I don't think any human would make a guess at this point.
No,
would you?
I have no fucking idea.
You might though. You might have one of those brains that's just like.
But it's like I rate movies a little bit differently, so it's like maybe I would have more information if it was my, but I don't know.
Yeah, because you only have so many 4s or whatever.
Yeah.
That's my tallest column on Letterboxd is the 4 spot.
Well, I mean, way back when in your quad, Doug, we saw how the Letterboxd score and Letterboxd average help you out because they were so starkly opposites that that gives you a lot of info. But for here, where it's like a 4 and a 3.7, it's like,
Yeah, it was like it was The Whale, and the Letterboxd average was a 4 or something, and my score was a half. But also it's like So 4 is my biggest one too, but I watch so many old movies that Tyler wouldn't consider for this that I think it would. Anyways, I would like Chris to see how much money this movie made. How much money this movie made.
This picture made $5.2 million at the global box office.
Not much.
5.2 million at the global box office.
Ooh.
Something percolating there.
Sounds like The Lobster or The Souvenir or something. But no, I'm not going to guess.
Okay.
That would be insane.
Let's reveal cinematographer.
Cinematographer for this film is, for 10 points, Christopher Blaveldt.
Oh, that's old man Blaveldt's boy.
Ooh,
and that kind of lends my theory credence because I don't know who Lanthimos is rocking with.
Would you like to guess?
No, and your strategy, it looks like you're bleeding me, but you're really maybe not so much, right? Like I have a lot of info now, and they're all lower point categories.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm feeling like once I get some juice.
I mean, we're getting to the point where like
that's a lot of white though.
Yeah, this game's really just a game of Minesweeper, where it's like you just don't want to get the wrong clue that's going to set it off.
I would like to reveal the director though now.
The director, okay, getting the big points off there for 25. Todd Haynes is the director of this picture.
Oh, I know what it is.
Oh no,
I haven't seen this movie and I know what this is. Yeah.
So Todd Haynes won Oscar nom.
Yeah.
Oh
drama
no.
comedy.
We were just talking about Mr. Haynes so much.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Okay.
Todd Haynes. What is Todd? I'm gonna get so embarrassed.
No, this is kind of funny. I feel bad for you a little bit because I do know what this movie is. Like 1,000,000% hand to God, know what this movie is.
And you haven't seen it, and I
haven't seen it. Yeah.
It's so funny and fucked up. I can't even think of other than the two we just talked about.
I could probably fill out all these other quadrants myself. I know what's behind all these things now.
Other than the
you probably don't know when you watched it.
I have an idea. You know, it's like when the movie came out.
Is it recent?
Oh, well.
It must have been. What did he do? Did he do anything after Tar? Wait. I think he directed this movie, but I can't remember. I don't want to. That's embarrassing myself if I say it more than if I say nothing. I got to think about my street cred, Tyler, more than winning this game.
People don't understand how much different it is when the lights are bright, when the lights shine bright. Just in the last game, I bet everyone's gonna be commenting like, "How did you guys not think of this movie for Fassbender or like for Blanchett?"
I'm gonna make a guess.
Mm-hmm.
It just came to me, and I don't remember. I'm 90% sure he directed this, but I don't know. Is it May, December?
Congratulations!
It is. I was worried because you got Todd Field and Todd Haynes mixed up.
Yeah,
Todd Field was Tar, so I was like, "Oh no, this could go south." But nope.
I came back.
Your street creds prevailed. You came back.
That's where my head was fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
Is that I was getting them, and then Todd Phillips was in there for
I was going to say Todd Phillips could be in the
I was about to
too.
guess The Hangover, bro.
Yeah. the dramatic movie, The Hangover. But yeah, May, December, you get there. So 84 points that you get in that round.
It's embarrassing I haven't seen this, to be honest.
So there's and yeah, that's why the global box office is so low, because it only was released in a few countries, whereas in America it's obviously a Netflix release. Well, it also got a limited release because I definitely saw it in theaters. But
I don't think that movie was going to crush at the box office anyway.
It wouldn't. No, sure. But
$300 million.
So right now, Doug, you have a lead of 110. So this game is not over. 150 is what you have to get off here. So either take off 110 points of clues or hope he guesses some incorrectly. But what's the first clue you want to give him here, Kit?
Let's do. Last time you screwed me. Let me walk you through how this went down last time, Doug.
Mm-hmm. I'm listening.
I knew that Jonathan knows a lot about like box office and industry stuff and nominations for Oscars and stuff. So I threw a Hail Mary and I went with cinematographer pretty early. Mm-hmm. And I said, and I quote, as long as it's not somebody like Hoyt van Hoytema, we're good. And it was
Hoyt van Hoytema?
It literally was. It was fucking Tenet. And it was like, he got it immediately. So I was pretty bummed about that. But I'm going to go with, I don't want to say release year. What do I want to say with old Doug here?
Do you think Hoyt is the best working cinematographer right now? There's kind of a discussion there,
He's up there for sure. I mean, Roger Deakins is still working.
Is he? He's working on his podcast.
But I think Sayambu Mukti is the most impressive, like Bing Bang Boom cinematographer I've seen in the last few years.
Yeah, I think it's, and in terms of Hollywood, at least, I think it's Mukti and it's not close.
I'd say with an IMAX camera, it's Hoyt.
Well,
that's a fun and fair caveat, maybe.
They're good at different things,
But I always wonder this, how much a director, especially like Nolan, really props up the street cred of a cinematographer with their suggestions and stuff. You know what I mean? And I think Nolan is the type to be such a strong, because he has a cinematographer background.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying he's riding his coattails, because Nope's awesome. You know what I mean? Like, it's beautiful, but
and the thing with Hoytema is like he has very specific advanced technical knowledge for large format celluloid, which is like, something that is just beneficial to Nolan's process already. It's not like, it would be different if he was working with somebody else.
Fraser's probably in the conversation, at least. He's worth a mention. But I'm going to go second build actor.
Second build actor for 20 points off the rip. We got Felicity Jones.
Hold. I've seen less than 3 movies that Felicity Jones is in. Hold. She would not be second build. She's not second build in The Brutalist. She's not. She can't be. It has to be Guy Pearce at second build in The Brutalist, right? Well, wait. Is this The Brutalist?
Locking that in for a guess?
Yes, I'm locking it in for a guess.
It is The Brutalist. Kit's just like Minesweepers is not Kit's game, but I think let me see. You've for sure seen 4 movies she's in.
Okay.
So I don't know if you've seen Inferno with the from the Angels and Demons or whatever, but
I have not seen Inferno. Well, yeah,
have you seen Rogue One?
Yeah, I've seen Rogue One.
What about TASM 2?
Sure, I guess I've technically seen TASM.
Theory of Everything would probably be the big one. That should be like a second build.
I've read that book too. Yeah. I guess it could have been The Theory of Everything in another world.
Mm-hmm. But there you go. It is The Brutalist right off the bat. She is second build, so she got that over. Screen time wise, would be interested to see. But Guy Pearce, I feel like is more screen time for sure. But she's not even in until after the intermission.
Yeah, she's not even in the first half of the movie, which is longer than the second half of the movie.
Mm-hmm. Yep. But there you go. So you get the victory there with the second build actor. But I mean, I get it though. Like Kit, when you're down like those points, you have to go for like the big swings. You can't I gotta be playing around like the smaller points. You got to drain.
It would have just been delaying the inevitable to go with like genre and all that shit first.
Mm-hmm.
I just had to hope he didn't know what the movie was and go for it.
But Felicity Jones in there.
I didn't know it was going to be a movie that came out 2 months ago, though.
Yeah, have you seen more Guy Pearce movies than Felicity Jones? Probably. So if he actually was second build, that might have made it a little trickier. But Brutalist is probably on top of your mind. But yeah, so there you go. Doug gets the win. Doug gets the victory.
OMG, that was
going
so
on
jolly.
To face Harry. Doug and Harry, the season 1 versus season 2 champion, facing off. So we got quad 1 and quad 3 kind of flexing their muscles here, as both quad 2s and both quad 4 participants have been eliminated here from the playoffs, going to the final 4. So we'll start here with Kit, who didn't come up victorious today, but sometimes the cookie just doesn't crumble your way. How are you feeling about your performance today?
I think I had fun, and that's the main thing. It's like parents tell their children, just have fun out there. That's how
you had jolly chats. We had jolly chats along the way.
We did. And I think we were both equally baffled and perplexed at the Letterboxd scores, and it was a fun time.
I
learned I have to watch Master and Commander now as a result of this. So
you really do. And I'm talking tonight.
Okay.
I'm talking tonight.
Is it a one of one? Is there any sequel? Because the title suggests to me there's multiple in the series, but
no, there's the Master and Commander, and it's actually one of the most historically accurate movies of all time, just in terms of the rigging on the ship and the way that they fight naval battles. I mean, it's incredible movie.
Okay. I mean, I love the Truman Show and Dead Poet Society, so I think.
Yeah, Peter Weir's a goat, but also it's one of his best, and it's so.
Witness? Okay.
But it's super fun too, because it's Paul Bettany and Russell Crowe, so it's like it's not even like a tough watch for educational purposes. It's like it fucking rocks.
Doug, how are you feeling about your victory here today?
I feel kind of bad. I like Chris.
Yeah, why'd you do me like that?
Yeah, I
Answering
know,
the
I'm
questions
sorry.
correctly. That was so good to interact with you.
Of course,
a little
yes.
more in person, but still digitally. We're increasing.
Yes. I
one day.
literally, I never see you ever because I don't go on TikTok anymore. I
was gonna say you haven't posted in forever on TikTok.
I do not watch TikTok anymore. I think it's so bad for you. So I just so I don't see any of your videos. And then I didn't even follow you on Instagram until recently because your picture with Kaylee Spaney showed up just on my feed. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's him.
I like that you're on Kaylee Spaney algorithm though.
Well, anyways, yes. But, yeah. So
awesome.
yeah, it was nice to see you in chat. Yeah,
she's, by the way, in case you didn't know this, she's incredibly lovely.
Do you know that
so kind?
Do you know that people on Twitter have been posting that picture and cropping you out of it?
I don't
Kaylee
blame
Spaney, like fan pages.
That's crazy. I haven't seen that, but that's
like,
crazy.
I've met like, and you can just edit all this out. I'm sorry, but like I just want to say I've met like a pretty fair amount of like actors and directors and stuff, and I don't even blame them. Like they're super busy. If we're at an event or something, it's double whammy. The go-to is like I say hi, I wave, I smile, something. I just want them. I don't ask for a photo usually or not, I just want to say, hey, like this is for my memory bank. And they usually go, oh, hello, love, thank you so much. Thank you. And like, that's it. Like, and that's all I expect. And that's all like they should reasonably do, to be honest. But when I saw Kaylee Spaney, and she's not even in the movie that I was seeing, she was there to support Alex Garland.
Yeah.
And so it was like, I looked over like, is that fucking Kaylee Spaney? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like my brain, I met her eyes. I smiled and waved like I always do. She smiled and waved. She seemed so friendly. I said, hey, I love your work. And she was talking to like two producers and she like opened the conversation circle. Like, you know what I mean? You move your left shoulder and like welcomed me in and started asking me all kinds of questions and like talked to me for like 20 minutes for no reason. Like I'm fucking nobody. And it was so sweet and so nice. And I just want to shout her out because like she was so humble. But then Alex Garland walked up and he's awesome too, but he was more what I'm used to. You know what I mean? He was like, don't see anybody but Kaylee. What's up?
Too busy for all these people that don't matter in my world. Yeah.
He's probably got to poop, thinking about where he's got to go later. But yeah, she was so lovely. I was so shocked by that. But they're cropping me out. That's totally fair, dude.
Well, it was a pleasure having both you on, Doug. I'll be seeing you again when we have your matchup in the Final Four against Harry and Kit. We'll be talking again sometime too soon. It won't be on the Trivia 10 format, but we'll be keeping in touch.
Reach out to me anytime, guys. I'd love to chat. If you need anything, let me know.
It's been a pleasure having you on this season as a newcomer, but that'll do it for this matchup. Next, we'll be jumping to the Final Four. We have George versus Gooch coming up on Tuesday. So stay tuned for that and peace out.
Bye.